Hello and welcome to our channel, The Excel Education. As you have already noticed from the title of the video, in this video we will cover the concepts of electricity and electrical circuits. So, what is an electric charge? Electric charge is basically an intrinsic or inbuilt property of a matter. This property causes matter to experience force when placed in an electromagnetic field. The particles that carry the charges are called charge carriers. Electrons, protons, ions, these are the charge carriers. There are basically two types of electric charges. Negative electric charges carried by electrons, muons, tauons, these are also negative charge carriers, but electron is the main charge carrier, the well-known charge carrier. And the positive charges, these are carried by protons and also by positrons, alpha particles, etc. What is the unit of the charge? The SI derived unit of charge is coulomb. The coulomb takes its names from a physicist named Charles Augustin de Coulomb. So basically the charge of electrons and protons are the same, but just the opposite. The charge of an electron or a proton is 1.602 into 10 to the minus 19 coulombs. For protons it's a plus, and for electrons it's a negative charge, so it will be minus, and for positive charge carrier proton it will be plus. So let's move on to our next topic. What is electricity? So electricity is basically the rate of flow of charge past a fixed point or region of a conductor. So if we take a conductor, my drawing is not that good, and take its cross section area, cross section of it, the charge that passes through that cross section per unit time, the amount of charge that passes through that cross section per unit time is basically the measure of the electric current passing through this conductor. So electricity I can be written as Q. Q is charge by T. So electricity is Q by T, and differentially this can be written as dq by dt, small amount of charge per small amount of time. So what is the base unit of electricity? The SI base unit of electricity is ampere. Ampere takes its names from another French mathematician and scientist, basically physicist, André Marie Ampere. So electricity basically within a circuit takes the shortest route to complete its circuit or path, and electricity is a scalar quantity. That also makes it a tensor. But why is electricity a scalar quantity? Doesn't electricity have a direction? We know electricity have a direction, and the value of electricity becomes from positive to negative or negative to positive if we take the opposite path. So why is current a scalar quantity? Because current doesn't follow the vector additional rule. What if these two were the vectors? Let's take it as force. Force is a vector. So this is force 1, this is force 2. So the resultant will be along this, roughly speaking. But in case of electricity, this doesn't happen. If these two are electricities, let's erase them. If these two are electricity, I1 and I2, the current through this conductor will be I1 plus I2, I1 plus I2. Okay, so this doesn't follow the vector addition rule or the triangular law, parallelogram law. The current doesn't follow them, so it's a scalar quantity. Some say it's a tensor, but that's right and wrong at the same time, because this is a number 7. Is it a complex number? No, we will say it's not a complex number, but it's originally a complex number. If we say 7 plus 0 it can be said as a complex number. So calling electricity a tensor is basically calling this 7 a complex number. Okay, scalars and vectors both are a part of tensors. Scalars are the tensors of rank 0 and vectors are the tensors of rank 1. But basically what we mean by tensors is what we mean by tensors are the tensors that have a rank greater than 2. Okay, that have a rank of greater than 2 are called basically tensors. Basically scalar vectors, these are also tensors, but we call tensors those who have the rank greater than 2. So if given an option of what is electricity, scalar, a vector, a tensor, okay, we will choose the scalar one, not the tensor one. Okay, and no way it's a vector. So I hope it's clear to you now. Now basically there are two types of electricity. The first one is static electricity, that is generated by friction. If we rub two non-conductors, they will interchange charges, basically electrons. They will interchange electrons, and one will become positive and another one will become negative. But these charges ain't going nowhere. They are just positive and negative and fixed within that two particular non-conductors. So this is a static one. This is called static electricity. And the dynamic electricity is basically generated by generators or EMF sources. These, in these cases, the charges flow, the electric charges flow, so there is an electrical current. In case of static electricity, there is no electrical current. Okay, in case of dynamic electricity, there is an amount of current. Now let's move on to our next topic. What is electrical elements? So electrical elements are basically conceptual abstractions that represent idealized electrical components, like resistors in case of resistance, inductors in case of inductance, etc. These are electrical elements. So electrical elements can be classified into different categories based on their characteristics. The unique characteristics they show, we can divide them into different categories. The first one is electrical elements, active electrical elements and passive electrical elements. So active electrical elements are basically the sources of electricity or EMF. So they actively take part in the circuit. Okay, they basically are the source of electricity or they can enhance the electric current or voltage. Okay, active elements can be independent, that are independently the sources of energy like battery, or dependent like transformers basically enhance the electricity. Okay, we can say that transistors are also active elements. Okay, they are also used to enhance the amount of electricity or voltage. And passive elements are basically those elements that absorb energy. Okay, like resistors, they are not a source of any electrical energy. Okay, here it is written, passive elements are the elements which don't have any intrinsic property or of providing or enhancing electrical power. Okay, so These are called passive elements. Now let's move on to our next classification, that is linear and non-linear. This is easy one. So in linear elements like resistors, the relation between voltage and current is a straight line or a linear function. Okay, we will talk about them in the Ohm's law part. Basically, let's this is voltage and this is current, and they will have a linear relation, and the slope of this will be called resistance. Okay, and in case of non-linear elements, they don't follow this. The relation is not a linear one. This is a non-linear one. Like for diodes, this will be like this. Okay, this is a non-linear one. Linear one will be this with a constant slope, but here the slope is not a constant one. Okay, diodes are an example of non-linear elements. Next, let's move on to our next classification, that is unilateral and bilateral. So what are unilateral elements? Unilateral elements are basically those elements which allow the flow of current in one direction only, like diodes. Diodes are an example of unilateral elements. Like if we draw a diode, this is a diode will allow the flow of current in this direction only, not the opposite one. It will be it will heavily resist the current in opposite direction. And the bilateral elements like resistors allow the flow of current in both directions. It doesn't matter from where does the current is flowing. Okay, for bilateral elements the current can be either way. Okay, it will behave the same way irrespective of the flow of current, the direction of flow of current. Okay, now let's see some standard symbols of basic electrical elements. At first erase this. So these are some standard symbols. This is a connecting lead or wire. This is a filament, symbol of filament. This is a symbol of a fuse, earth, voltmeter that measures the potential difference, a unit cell, okay, a battery of cells, ammeter that measures the current, alternating signal, we'll learn about them later, capacitor, inductor, switch, variable resistor, DC power supply, resistor. These are some basic symbols. Okay. Now let's move on to our next topic. What is an electrical network? Electrical elements connected in any manner that forms a system that performs an assigned task is called an electrical network. So when a number of electrical elements connected in any manner, okay, forms a system that performs a specific or assigned function or task is called an electrical network. Remember that the smaller electrical networks can also be considered as an element of a bigger electrical network. So basically the division we did before for electrical elements are also applicable in case of electrical networks. Okay, so electrical networks can also be active passive, okay, active or passive, unilateral or bilateral, linear or non-linear. Okay, let's erase this. Now let's see the different parts of an electrical network. What are the different parts of an electrical network? The first one is node, where the two or more electrical elements are connected. Okay, so if we draw a diagram here, let's see, here is a resistance, it doesn't look like resistance at all. But here is a resistance and here is a capacitor. Okay, so this can be called a node. What is the second part? That is a branch, a part of a network which lies between two nodes. So if we connect here another resistance and connect them together, let's see. So this and this, let's erase this line. So these are two nodes and this is a branch. These are two nodes, these two are nodes, so this resistance part is a branch. Okay, what is the third one? The third one is a loop. So what is a loop? It is a closed path in which no nodes are encountered twice. Remember that no nodes means we have to count the first node twice to ensure that it's a full circle. So if we name them A, let's name this B, let's name this C. Okay, why these two are not two separate nodes? Because there is no electrical elements in between them. So these two doesn't, this and this doesn't connect any electrical elements together separately. So this can only be considered a single node which connects this resistor and this resistor. Okay, so we are naming this a single node. So a loop is basically a closed path in which no nodes are encountered twice. So the loop will be A B C, A B C A to complete the loop or circular loop. Yes. And the next is a mesh. It is basically a loop that contains no other loop within it. So if we connect another capacitor here, okay, and name them ABC, then D, E. So A, B, C, D, and E. So this is another loop D, E, B, A. Okay, this is a loop, and this is also a loop D, E, B, C, A. This outer one D, E, B, C, A. Okay, this is another loop, but this loop has two separate loops within it. So the outer loop is not a mesh. The inner two loops are the meshes. Okay. Now let's move on to our next topic. What is a circuit? So basically a circuit is electrically closed network. Okay. So is this a circuit? No, this is not a circuit. This is only a electrical network. So how can we transform it to a circuit? Basically we have to do nothing. We have to add an electrical power source. That can be a current source or a voltage source. Okay. So if we add an electrical power source, like let's add a voltage source here, a single cell. So this will be a circuit now. Okay, but in this circuit the current will flow only in this direction and the voltage source will be short. Okay, so basically this path will contain no current. So let's change this circuit. This is a very dangerous circuit. This is fine. Let's add a resistor here. Okay, so this is a circuit. So within this circuit current will flow in all the branches. Okay, so any network can be called a circuit if it consists of a closed conducting path through which electric current can flow or is intended to flow. Okay, so this is a circuit. Now let's practice. This is a circuit. Why this is a circuit? Because this has a source. This is a battery source, DC source. Okay, let's name the nodes. The nodes are A, B, C, and D. Okay, so this circuit consists of 4 nodes A, B, C, and D. Why these two are not nodes? These two also are connecting this point to this source. Source is another element. So why these two are not nodes? Because we have already considered a node D here. Okay, so this can not be another node because there is no element in between them. Okay, same for this. Remember that. What are the branches here? There are 5 branches: AB, BC, CD, AD, and AC. Okay, these are the 5 branches. What are the loops here? The loops are A, B, C, B, A, B, C, A. This is a loop. Another loop is ACDA, ACDA, and there is another outer loop, ABCDA. This will be opposite. This direction will be opposite. ABCDA. So ABCDA. This is also a loop. What are the meshes here? Is the outer one a mesh? ABCDA. This is not a mesh because this consists of 2 other loops, ABCA and ACDA. Okay, so there are 2 meshes only, ABCA and ACDA. The outer one is not a loop. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like this video, do share, subscribe, and like. Thank you.